please introduce valedictorian Carolyn Thompson.
Thank you. Upper St. Clair faculty, family and friends, and fellow graduates. As graduates from Upper St. Clair High School, we have mastered a variety of subject areas. We know calculus and have conquered Shakespeare. We've raised fruit flies and suffered through AP and IB testing. However, today I am going to talk about the lessons we've learned outside of school. From there, I will narrow it down to just words of wisdom from the pop culture phenomena of our generation. Bear with me on a 5-minute look back at the icons and stories that have shaped us and inspired us as we have grown into adults. Boy Meets World. Of all the popular Disney Channel shows that have come and gone over the years, I think this one needs mentioning the most. Throughout the 90s, we watched Corey Matthews and his friends grow up until their graduation from college. In the final episode, Corey, Topanga, Sean, and Eric say their goodbyes to Mr. Feeney, their beloved teacher and Corey's next-door neighbor. As his students go out into the world, Mr. Feeney gives some parting words of wisdom. He tells them to do good. Do good. Now, as you'll probably remember, Mr. Feeney is an English teacher, and his students immediately ask if he means do well instead. He responds by saying that no, he means do good. It's 2 words and a rather simple idea, yet it's something we all too often lose sight of. As we head into the future with all of our accomplishments, most of us are determined to be successful, and very few are determined to help the world. It's a lesson worth noting that wherever we go from here, whatever we do, we should never get so caught up in doing well that we forget the importance of doing good. Almost all of us can say that we were raised on Disney movies. Though there are many quality Disney favorites to choose from, I think everyone would have to agree that The Lion King has to be among the best. Through Simba's struggle to find himself, we learn the importance of never turning your back on your responsibilities. From Timon and Pumbaa, we learned Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. Although these lessons seem incredibly contradictory, they actually coincide surprisingly well. We have learned over the past 4 years how important it is not to procrastinate and slack off in school. We have also learned that we must always make time for friends, family, and relaxation. The path to success is not bought by completely devoting one's time to academic achievement. It is found by establishing a balance between learning and living. A more recent phenomenon has been the popular musical TV show, Glee. Glee's popularity has grown exponentially since it premiered on Fox last year. That's probably because everyone can find a character in Glee with whom they can relate. The characters come from a wide variety of racial, ethnic, religious, and social backgrounds. Not everyone is popular, not everyone is musically talented, yet all of them are able to work together in a cohesive group. Glee teaches us how important it is to look past the categories we have been sorted into by our peers, our society, and ourselves. The characters in Glee struggle with finding a place and a role for themselves among their peers. Next year, most of us will have to establish ourselves in a new environment and redefine who we are as college students. It is so important that we remember what our values are and embrace our differences. Finally, I couldn't end a speech about pop culture without paying tribute to our senior colors and mentioning Harry Potter. Harry's story is chock full of life lessons about friendship, courage, and growing up. At the end of every book, Harry has a talk with Professor Dumbledore, in which Dumbledore imparts some sort of universal wisdom. In my opinion, Dumbledore is at his wisest and most succinct after Harry saves Ginny Weasley from the Chamber of Secrets. At this point in his early adolescence, Harry is confused about his past and troubled about his identity. Over his half-moon spectacles, Dumbledore says, "It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." We are graduating from the top high school in the state. The vast majority of us have committed to a college or a university next year. We have proven that we have abilities. From this point onward, it will be our choices that will dictate what happens next. Whether we continue to succeed, whether we utilize those abilities, all hangs on the decisions that we make from here. Having known many of you for the past 12 years, I feel confident that we will take everything we have learned, inside and outside the classroom, and use it to make choices that will benefit both ourselves and our world. Congratulations, class of 2010. Our next speaker is Molly Patterson.